So my next rant, because unfortunately I got a whole lot of shit to say, and not enough battery life for it. While I'm doing this, I'm gonna have to plug my phone in for the fucking battery life. Um, this goes out to I guess the conservative blacks that for some reason would like to hold on this turn that Donald Trump is not racist. I look, I personally do not have. I do not hate Trump, and I tell people this all the time. I do not hate Trump, but I do not support Trump in what he does. All right, I never thought he was presidential, and I it's something about him that just rubs me the wrong way, which is weird because I also see myself in him because me and him was born on the same day, and I just put yeah, all right, I just put my memory card in my fucking camera. Okay, I did it. Anyway, me and Trump, I actually share the same birthday as Donald Trump. And I will admit that I have some similarities with him, but there are different things about. There are things that I feel like we're different, especially like the whole take charge thing. One thing about people born on our June 14th is like we have this take charge mentality that, and we're kind of looked at as know-it-alls and all that stuff. And I will admit, like some people have said, that you act like you know everything. It's just not that I act like I know everything. I sit there and listen. Um, so I do, even though I don't support Trump, I do feel like there's a lot of me personally. I do there's a lot of similarities between me and him. With that being said, um, how can I say this? But I do think, yeah. If you ask me, do I think he's a racist? I would actually say yes. I do think he has and it's been showing like all the fucking time. And it seems like conservative blacks continuously as being Republican, conservative. This is why people and coons and all that other shit. So we're talking about. I have to go back to the because I don't this before and again. I don't do nothing for black people. Pro blackness said Obama didn't do nothing for black people, and I don't, the people that the Democrats will always in laws that Obama has been trying to pass, but fucking the Congress was red. Um, the Congress was red. They kept vetoing his laws, which was true. If you really look back at it, Obama tried to pass a bunch of laws, and they kept vetoing the bills. So he tried to get as much done as anyway. Um, he did pass. Maybe not for black people specifically, but I feel like there was laws that black people could have used that I felt like we didn't use. I feel like we was just waiting on a come up for us personal. And I've also said this: if you feel like Obama didn't do nothing for black people, I don't feel like black people didn't do enough for Obama. I feel like it's fair trade because a lot of people is just like because I think we just looked at Obama and we never like kept our foot on the neck. It's just like, all right, we voted you in. You need to be doing this shit for us. And I don't feel like we just like, oh, he's let Obama live. He's trying to do the best that he can. I don't think nobody was holding his feet to the fire. If anything, I think we treat Obama like a fucking celebrity, which we shouldn't have. We should have been treating him like a fucking president. But he is the first black president, and I feel like a lot of people don't. Uh, Now, for symbolically, I feel like Obama did do something because you've never seen a black person symbolically. All right, and I'm saying it symbolically. Obama being the president is probably one of the best things that black people can say because because nobody thought, even in the old people, they would live to see a black man being the president of the United States. So you can tell your kids you could do anything, even be fucking president. Why? Uh because Obama as a black man, I know some people's gonna call him mixed, but depends on depends on how you feel about him. Black president is looked at as a black president. So symbolically, I feel like he did his job. He showed people you can do what you want. Now, I do feel like as black people, like I said, we treat him as the president. I don't think we really let. I don't think we've. I always explain it like this because I think it's the best way I explain it. Let's say there's a line, and in that line are women, LGBT, and black people, and the black community, right? So the women goes up and they go, I want equal. Women don't get paid as sometimes we don't get the other stuff, yada yada yada. Obama's like, all right, done. I'll see what I can do, and I'll make sure you get the equal pay as men. And they go, thank you, LGBT. I want gays to be married. I want me and I want gay people to be married all over America. He was like, all right, I see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now when you look at the LGBT shit, because everybody said, oh, he's done more for the LGBT than he did for black people, which in hindsight, you could say, yes, that is true. I won't argue that. But this is where I feel like that's not Obama's fault. And I think this is where I always applaud the LGBT. They kept their foot on his fucking neck. If you, okay, it's because anybody knows it was like, okay, you can get married in New York. That's good, but I'm on the West Coast. All right, what do I look like? I'm not traveling all the way to fucking New York. I hate New York. I don't want to get married. Okay, you can get married in Cali. And then some people's like, look, I'm from the Midwest. I don't want to go to either or states and all that other stuff. I would like to get married in my home. Okay, you can get married here. And, that's cool. You getting married there. And what about us? You're like, I'm from Georgia. I don't want to go all the way to fucking Midwest or fucking New York to get married and all that. And then Obama's like, all right. You can legally get married in all 50 states. Thank you. Thank you, Obama. That's what they did. To me, that's what they did. They kept their foot on Obama's neck until they was able to marry in all 50 states. Joy to the gays. Joy to the LGBT community. And then you go to black community. Now, I've said this many of times. We don't have one problem with the black community. We don't have one main problem with the black community. There are so many things with the wrong as a black community that we don't know where to fucking start. I've told people this. And I've asked people, what do you think we should fix? Some people say you need jobs. I said, okay, jobs. I understand that. But another black person will say, schools. We need to be educating the youth. Okay, that is a big problem. Okay. What about gang violence? Gang violence is a fucking problem. All right. What about blah blah blah? There's so many problems in the hood, in the black community, that there's not just one. What about police brutality? Yeah, police brutality is really fucked up. I don't want to be scared and all that other stuff because I'm a black man, and all of a sudden my encounter with the cops should be a positive thing, not a negative thing. You're right. And this is what I've been telling people. There's so many problems with the hood, so we're arguing with each other. But even though it's our turn, okay, no, we should do this. We should do this. We should be doing this. And while we're arguing with each other, the LGBT comes up and says, so about these bathrooms. So about these bathrooms, Obama. Since they can't get their shit together, let's talk about bathrooms. Now, you're looking at, by the time, let's say Trayvon Martin happens, and then like almost at the end of Obama's second tenure, where the jobs has been lowest, it's been Obamacare has been cut off because that was his main thing. That was Obama's main thing, was affordable health care, Obamacare, and people had problems with that. So some people are like, I don't care about fucking health care. You don't care about health care until you need it. So that's how I feel about Obamacare, which is basically Affordable Health Care Act. Um, a lot of people is just like, oh, I don't need it until you fucking need it. So, um, Obama did his thing. He got the Obamacare off, and then like he got jobs before Donald Trump. He got jobs to the lowest that it could be since Roosevelt era. Before, and that was on Obama's joint right before Donald Trump took over. So now we hit the Trump. People didn't want Trump in there, but nobody liked Hillary. It was like, which is the lesser of two evils? Some people's like, well, they're both evil. I don't trust none of these motherfuckers. All right, I wanted Bernie. I think Bernie is for the people. The Democrats, yeah, Bernie's for the people, but is he really for the Democrats? It was like, but this shit that's fucked up in America. What he's gonna do with international shit? That was the hitch on Bernie. It was like that he was too much for the people, and the Democrats wasn't fucking with that. Like when Hillary said the Democrats don't like Bernie, I agree. I think she's right. A lot of people didn't like that, but she was probably right. I'm pretty sure the Democrats don't like Bernie, and Bernie don't fucking care. I'm pretty sure he don't fucking care. I've said this all the time. Now, with Trump being in office, now it's the lowest unemployment for blacks ever, and all that blah blah. Before the pandemic, and all this stuff, like laws was getting like he was passing laws. The rise of black entrepreneurship happened. He was giving money to the HBCUs, as Angela Stanton done said, and all that other stuff. To me, is that him proving that he's not a racist? No. To me, that's the equivalent of a slave master pushing a field nigga into the house because that nigga know how to cook. Or, Samuel Jackson's character in Django. He's been around so much that he could you could give him a little leeway to order people around, even some of the whites. Because let's be real, Samuel Jackson ran that fucking house. If anybody remembers Django, Samuel Jackson ran that fucking house when Candy was not there. And I can't and Django's my favorite. Why can't I remember his name? But anyway, Samuel Jackson's character ran that fucking house. I don't care what anybody say. He was second in command after when Candy fucking left. And even when Candy died, you could shit because he got them to the quick Dixie, and it was just like, but he made it seem like his sister. It was his sister idea. It was Candy's sister idea. Excuse me. So, with that being said, all these conservative blacks, they support you. Oh, he did all this. This is nothing but like. Taking your old black man that don't like niggas, all that other stuff. So that's how I feel like most of these. That's why I feel like when most of these people, most of these conservative blacks, when they try to defend Trump, they're basically Samuel Jackson's character. Steven, that's his fucking name. I had to look it up. They are Steven from Django. This Candyland, nigga. That's why Corey Holcomb, when he does the 5150 show, he does that. It's just like he quotes Steven. This Candyland, nigga. And a lot of you conservative blacks are like, just because he does, he done this, and it's the lowest. And people, I say this all the time. It's the only reason low because it started from Obama's shit. And a lot of people are trying not to give Obama credit for that, but it's be real. Obama should get it. So of course Obama's gonna be taking credit for that. But why do I feel like Trump is getting all this praise for some of these black conservatives, or he's everything because from what this if you look at it from the stats, Trump has done well from like paper, and this is why a lot of people what matters on paper. It's just like on paper, it's just the same thing with the Jordan and LeBron argument. On paper, LeBron is better than Jordan, but if you look at the eye test, Jordan was a better player, and a lot of people will tell you that Jordan had this killer instinct and all that other stuff, which is the same thing the eye test with and on paper. On paper, Trump looks good. And as much as I want to say some shit, before the pandemic and all that stuff, Trump presidency was looking fucking good. Um, and but the eye test, people was just like, oh, you're seeing more white people being racist. You're seeing a lot of more black people getting hit in jail. Now, the only positive thing I would say from black people is black entrepreneurship came on the rise in the Trump's presidency. And the reason why I think so is because we are scared, because a lot of people fear that Trump was going to put his, like, I don't know why. We have this fear that Trump is going to some way put us back in this racism. Like Mexicans, as far as black people, I don't know if we matter or not, but, the Mexicans, which is weird, he was putting Mexicans in cages, and yet Mexicans still want to vote for him. Insulted the Chinese, but I feel like there's some Asians that will vote for him. It's a lot of, he do a lot of iffy shit, and yet people will still defend him. That's something that I feel like, and I hate to say it, I guess he has some type of charm, because even Kanye West was looking at him like a father figure or some shit like that. And it was like, but his father is still alive, so it's just like, what the fuck? Or like this type of man shit. Like, that's why a lot of people kind of like, also that Trump is really unapologetic in what he does. He's very unapologetic. And to a lot of people, where a lot of people are backpatting, pussyfooting, when you see someone as unapologetic as Trump, it's kind of a breath of fresh air to most people. So I can see, like, people been saying it. But like I said, the eye test, like, the world's been kind of fucked up. We're in a pandemic, and we're in a pandemic, and then like Trump went from, oh, this is just some like cold flu or some shit like that, to now in a pandemic and quarantine month, and we might go back in quarantine because it fucking spiked again. Like, even like, and then you got all this shit with the police brutality and all this shit. It looks bad on Trump and all that other stuff. So yes, you're gonna get. To me, it's just that even though like a lot of black entrepreneurship, I think that shit rose because of fear. And I feel like, and I say this all the time, I'm happy that black entrepreneurship is on the rise. But why couldn't we do this in the Obama years? I don't remember all this black entrepreneurship in the Obama years. Honestly, and I say this all the time, I feel like with the Obama years, and we do this even with black-owned businesses, we expect handouts. Instead of doing shit on ourselves, we expect handouts. Instead of, like, I can understand, like, he was there for symbolic shit, but why couldn't you flip this symbolic shit into something that you could say, hey, we have a black man as a president, and he worked hard for that. If you work hard for what you was doing, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be. That's where, to me, like, okay, from a symbolic standpoint, if it's just like symbolic reason, but why can't you flip that into something positive? Like, in this era, black entrepreneurship is alright. That's a good or bad thing. It's good because you're seeing more black people in black-owned businesses. We're like really now trying to get in black-owned businesses. The bad part is it had to be after something tragedy. The bullshit. It was like, I'm happy that our people are like getting woke. Even though I hate that word, we're aware. We're more aware. But at the same time, y'all could have did this in the Obama years. Imagine a black man in the Obama years, and black entrepreneurship is just like skyrocketed. And all of a sudden, yeah, like a black man being a president inspired you to start your own business, and because I do feel like a lot of black people start their own businesses of fear, because even though like jobs was unemployment, a lot of people's working 2 or 3 jobs. They're like working 2, 3 jobs just to and like just to get by. Like, they're working 2 or 3 jobs just to get by. A lot of people going to schools for no reason, and they're getting debt. They're getting more. So they're like, fucking with student loans. And student loans is killing this country. I've said this: student loans is killing this country, but they don't care. They want their fucking money. Like, I can't like back then when you had a factory job, you could support a family on a fucking factory job. Whereas now, You can't like where a woman can not work and be okay, but now it's like now you and her have to work, and both of them damn near got to be at least 100K a year from both of y'all just to be okay and basically live your head above water. Like the economy, like, and that's what we tell, and that's the fight between our millennials and boomers. It's just like, yo, it's just like you want us to go to school, but that put us in debt and all that stuff. And then for the jobs we get, we can't even get because boomers are like, y'all don't want to fucking retire and like sell off to the fucking sunset. Is like, and some of y'all don't want it. Some of y'all want to keep these young people out the fucking jobs, even though like you're going to die soon. I hate saying that, but yeah, y'all, some of you boomers is going to die soon. Y'all really need to get some of these millennials and all the people a job to like run this fucking country. And that's why I feel like where the conundrum is at. Um, I there's some good things that even though I don't support Trump, and I'm gonna leave it at this, I do not support Trump, but there are some good and bad things that I feel like came out of good support. And one of them is black entrepreneurship. And yes, even though the unemployment is at the lowest it's been, but I still see niggas not getting no jobs, so I don't know about that. The bad thing is everything you see in the eye test. You don't see more racist whites. You don't see more white people try to act all brolic among black people. All of a sudden, like you can't go to a Trump rally as a black person without getting beat up, unless you're like fucking cooning for Trump and all that other shit, just dancing with white folks and all that. Trump is not a racist. Trump is not a racist. The shit he said about Citrus Part 5 and they guys admitted to, and you got stupid motherfuckers like that. And I'm about to get angry again. But, shit like that, it's just like what people are saying to me. So, this is me being fair. I'm not voting for Trump, but Biden's not looking good either. So, it's like, am I going to hold my vote? Because because if my only chance is Biden, my chances are fucking slim. And I'm trying to hold out hope for Biden. Like, for someone that did work with Obama and all that other shit, um, you're like you riding off of the coattail of Obama. Let's be real, and black people, but you damn sure ride off and old blacks because you're not liked. And Kanye just dropped out, so I'm glad. And be honest, I'm glad that Kanye did drop out. So I don't want to hear this shit about he's splitting the vote because this is shit I've seen from the left. Oh, he's splitting the vote, so people will vote for Trump and all that other shit. That's like fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. That was my whole thing about that. Fuck. Oh, you gonna split the vote? Don't vote for Kanye. It was just, I was like, fuck out of here with that bullshit. So, and I'm gonna end it here. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know what the future holds us. I just really want this coronavirus thing to end. I really want us to get back, but obviously, since the cases spike and they want to put our kids back in fucking school, like, are you dumb? I think America is trying to kill us. I really do, and I really do think they're trying to. But let me not be a conspiracy theory. I think America is trying to kill itself, and that's how I feel about that. I hope we get these laws passed. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for all those people. And I'm gonna end it at that. And I'm out. Peace. I need to get to these damn views so I can